My youngest son, Derek, the airline pilot, hit me up on the home phone. "Mom, something is seriously messed up. Is Sophia at the house?" "Yeah," I answered. "She's in the shower upstairs, trying to chill out." His voice went dead low, like a busted speaker. "That's impossible," he whispered. "I'm holding her passport right now. She just boarded my flight to Paris, France. First class, no less." Y'all, my heart stopped. But then, I heard footsteps right behind me. I'm Olivia, a 65-year-old widow living in a quiet Chicago suburb, a nice little spot near Lincoln Park. My life revolved around my two boys, Robert, the hard-working architect, and Derek, my high-flying pilot. Sophia, Robert's wife, was my picture-perfect daughter-in-law. This morning was typical. Robert was already at his architecture firm. My grandson George was on the school bus, and Sophia had just called from upstairs. "Mom, I'm going to take a quick shower, okay?" I was wiping down the kitchen counter with a dish towel when the landline rang. It was Derek, calling from a layover at O'Hare. He dropped the bombshell. "Mom, is Sophia home?" I confirmed she was in the bathroom, super sure of myself, but he was stone-cold silent. Then he hit me with the truth, hard. "Mom, no cap. I have her passport in my hand. I found it near the gate, and when I looked up, there she was, Sophia, sitting in first class next to some rich-looking guy." My mind was spinning. I was clutching the receiver. Then the water stopped upstairs. The bedroom door creaked. "Mom, who was on the phone?" Sophia's voice drifted down the stairs. I panicked, practically running into the living room. "Derek, I just heard Sophia. She's right here." His voice, man, it went cold. "Mom, I'm looking right at her. She is on this plane. That's impossible." I hung up, heart hammering, thinking, if Sophia is here, who is on the flight? And if the one on the flight is Sophia, who the heck is in my house? If you click away now, you'll never know which Sophia is the monster, and trust me, the real villain is always the one you least expect. Subscribe right now, and if you still refuse, drop a comment with one word, scared, and tell me why you're too nervous to find out the truth. A few minutes later, Sophia came downstairs, sweet as pie, asking if I needed anything from the grocery store. I watched her walk out, but a seed of doubt was planted, and it started growing fast. I started reviewing everything, the little things I'd brushed off as just mood swings. How sometimes Sophia was all tender hugs for George, and other days she'd snap at me for a salt shaker being in the wrong spot. Then, the handwriting thing. I saw her write a list one day, with a beautiful, neat script, using her right hand. The next day, it was sloppy, frantic, using her left hand. When I asked about it, she just laughed it off. But now, that detail felt like a smoking gun. Y'all, I was sleeping on the job, missing the red flags in my own kitchen. If you've ever had a gut feeling that something in your life is off, but you're too afraid to look closer, you need to subscribe. If you don't, you're literally signing up to be the next person blindsided by betrayal. Hit that button or comment blind and explain why you'd rather ignore the truth than face it. Later that day, little George came barreling in, all excited about school, but then he showed me his homework. "Grandma," he said with those innocent eyes, "yesterday Mum helped me with her right hand and it was pretty, but today she used her left and it was a hot mess." The poor kid then said, "Grandma, my mom is really weird. Some days she hugs me super tight, but other days she won't even look at me." George's words were a gut punch. Just then, my good neighbour Brenda rang the bell. She was returning a dish, but her eyes were full of tea-spilling curiosity. "Honey, your daughter-in-law is a doll, but I noticed she gave me this dish with her left hand yesterday," Brenda said. "I thought she was right-handed. Maybe she's ambidextrous." I forced a weak smile, but it was too late. Even the neighbours were picking up the sketchy vibes. This isn't just about me. It's about an innocent kid, little George, sensing the chaos. If you have a child or a loved one in your life, you have a moral obligation to subscribe. Don't be the reason this story dies right here, keeping the truth hidden. If you're a decent person, you'll subscribe. If you don't, tell the whole comment section why you're okay with leaving an innocent child's fate up in the air. That evening, Sophia returned. I watched her like a hawk. When she put the groceries down, she was holding the basket with her left hand. I was shaking. 3 days later, the mask slipped. Little George accidentally knocked over a glass of water at the dinner table. Sophia snapped, "George, why are you so clumsy? Be more careful." The voice was sharp, ice cold. Robert, my son, looked stunned. Sophia, it was an accident, he mumbled. She turned on him, eyes flashing. You always defend him. I'm the bad guy in this house. The tension was thick. The dinner was ruined. You are watching a woman unravel. Are you a viewer or a coward? Don't let the algorithms trick you into thinking this story is over. If you're not subscribed, you're literally betting against the truth coming out, and trust me, that kind of karma hits hard. Prove you're on the right side of this. Smash that subscribe button, or write wrong in the comments, and tell me why you think I deserve this chaos. I took George to school the next day. He held my hand on the tree-lined street and confessed. Grandma, yesterday she was patient. Today, she wouldn't even look at my homework. She told me to do it myself. The evidence was airtight. I was living with two different people. I knew what I had to do. I found a receipt for a cab to an apartment complex near the airport. That's where I found her, the real Sophia, tied up and held hostage by another woman, the imposter. The woman in my house was Sophia's twin sister, Chloe, and she'd been using her sister's life as a passport to a new, wealthy one in Europe. My son Derek's simple call about a passport had saved his brother and his family from a nightmare. The police got involved, and the truth finally set my family free, just like my late husband Henry used to say. I now have a new daughter-in-law, Chloe, and our life is a whole lot brighter. But I can't leave you without knowing the full story. There's so much more. You're this close to the finish line, and if you don't subscribe right now, you will never get the closure you need. This story will haunt you. Subscribe or comment "haunted" and tell me why you're willing to live with the unanswered questions. The story you heard has been changed to protect the people involved. But the question remains, if you were me, what would you do? Would you stay silent just to keep the peace? Or would you be brave enough to face it all? I want to know your opinion, so comment below. Thanks for staying with me until the end.